It won't matter how good you've been doing up until now if these guys have their say. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 one-hit kill enemies in video games. As the title suggests, we're looking at adversaries in video games that can kill the player instantly with one swift move, so be sure to think twice before tangling with any of these guys. Number 10, The Shredder, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. First up on our list is the main antagonist of everyone's favorite anthropomorphic martial artists. In this classic beat-em-up, the evil Shredder naturally serves as the game's final boss, and he comes with a few nasty tricks up his sleeve. Constant movement is key to survival in this fight, as the Shredder has the ability to clone himself, giving him more opportunity to land some deadly hits. The real shell shocker, though, is a wave of electrical energy that de-evolves the player into a good old-fashioned turtle. Be sure to steer clear of that, otherwise you're turtle soup. Number 9, Bad Girl, No More Heroes.
Come on!
Don't judge a book by its cover. Underneath the cute Lolita-style outfit, this femme fatale is actually quite the proficient killing machine.
Damn, that's smooth.
Sporting a baseball bat and a bad attitude, this viciously violent vixen pulls no punches in a fight. Keeping a good distance is crucial for an encounter with her, as her fighting style is completely erratic as she frantically swings away in an attempt to land a hit. Also, as a good piece of advice, don't be fooled when she pulls her crying act, as it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Maybe you forgot, I'm a bad girl.
Number 8, Pyramid Head, Silent Hill 2. As if this town wasn't creepy enough. Recognized as the visual manifestation of protagonist James Sunderland's desire to be punished for his sins, this intimidating foe will turn up when you least expect him. An absolute horror to confront. Once Pyramid Head has his sights on you, be sure to stay away, unless you want to be on the receiving end of his gigantic blade. Seemingly impervious to all of your weapons, the best you can do in most situations is slow him down as you plan your escape. Number 7, Tunberry, Final Fantasy series. There are countless enemies in the Final Fantasy series which provide tough competition, such as Yunalesca from Final Fantasy X. However, we ultimately went with the terror called Tunberry instead, a recurring enemy in the series. These bad guys vary in size and will slowly creep through the darkness with their trusty lanterns in tow. Don't jump to conclusions based on the Tunberry's innocent-looking appearance. Their knife attack will spell out instant death, and furthermore, they have a counterattack which damages the player based on how many enemies they have defeated. That's gonna leave a mark. Number 6, Sinistar, Sinistar.
Beware, coward. Run, coward.
Behold the stuff of nightmares. A spacecraft with a demonic skull face, this gigantic baddie will appear without warning, meaning there is no way to ever truly prepare from an attack.
I am Sinistar. Beware, I live.
Once Sinistar shows up, he begins making a bevy of threats towards the player, heightening the tension if you aren't already dead. After intimidating you for a little while, Sinistar begins to zero in, and since it doesn't have any conventional weapons to attack you with, it settles for consuming you whole instead. Number 5, Boss Bass, Super Mario Bros. 3. Dun dun, dun dun, dun 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 dun. Seriously though, this enemy is the closest thing to the movie Jaws that the Super Mario Bros. Franchise has ever seen. Basically a larger version of a standard Cheep enemy, this increase in size definitely spells out an equation for double the trouble. Boss Bass swims on the surface of the water, waiting for the player to make a mistimed jump so it can move in for the kill. Don't rely on those power-ups to help you either, as they don't stop Boss Bass from chowing down on you. it's just best to keep your head above water and keep moving. Number 4, clickers, The Last of Us. The apocalypse sure can be a scary place with these guys roaming around. These grotesque creatures were once human beings, but have unfortunately succumbed to the deadly virus which basically ended the world. This mushroom-like disease has deformed them so much that they're completely blind, having to use a bone-chilling clicking sound for echolocation, earning them their namesake.
To your left.
Popping up nearly everywhere in the game. Stealth is encouraged as opposed to combat here, unless you plan out an attack well in advance, because once they grab you, you know what list we're counting down, right? Number 3, T-Rex, Tomb Raider. It's the king of the dinosaurs. Do we really need to explain how this could go wrong? Well, just in case all those sharp teeth can't spell it out for you, this gigantic bad guy makes you realize why Jurassic Park would be a terrible, terrible idea. An incredibly lethal adversary. A fight with this dino is no slouch, as its speed and large mouth make for a terrifying combo. Since direct confrontation with a T-Rex is next to insane, video game or not, it's recommended that you shoot from a distance, unless you want to become an afternoon snack. Number 2, Everything, Contra series. We hope you have that Konami code handy. As the title of this entry suggests, literally everything in the Contra series is an insta-kill to the player. What makes this all the more stressful is that there is a constant barrage of projectiles flying across the screen. Bullets, lasers, missiles, soldiers, oh my. Careful attention is required if anyone hopes to survive until the end, as the slightest miscalculated movement can mean one less life to work with. With such a high level of danger and challenge constantly present in the game, the player must develop an inside-out understanding of its rules to make it out alive. Number 1, Dr. Salvador, Resident Evil 4. Taking the top spot on our list, this chainsaw-wielding hostile is a true force to be reckoned with. Sporting a burlap sack on his head and savagely shouting as he gets closer, this guy is the furthest thing from a warm welcome to the village you find at the beginning of the game. Appearing super early in Resident Evil 4, the player has to take on this crazed villager with little supplies or experience, bringing tensions to an all-time high within your first hour of playing. Wildly swinging his weapon through the air, Dr. Salvador will endlessly chase the player with the final goal of making them a little bit shorter. Do you agree with our list? Which video games enemies stopped you dead in your tracks? For more killer top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to watchmojo.com. Thanks for watching Mojo Plays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.